Well, would you look at the time? It's time for the Biscuit Basket. Yeah. Well, Sean,
Yeah.
you 10 to 7 see it.
I hate myself.
I hate it too.
That was one of the worst games I think I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, it's it was going well and then it wasn't, but
It's like JT Miller got a hat trick and we're all like, oh, okay, it's one of those games today.
yeah,
All right.
there was 3 hat tricks, so
God.
fun game. But before we get into that though, I gotta
Yeah.
say that sweater, man.
Oh,
That's that's a good sweater.
I did not know he was gonna do this.
No, you probably knew I was gonna do this.
I know. I like swear to God. I did.
Okay. Also, the mullet's curling today, dude. It looks really nice.
This is gonna get snipped very, very soon. Like I'm at my wit's end with the mullet right now.
What's like your ideal like length in between haircuts? Like, how many months in between are you usually going?
Oh God, I am so spontaneous. Oh man, I'm trying to remember. So when I got the first mullet, I originally got a mullet in June last year, I think. And that was my first haircut since December.
Wow.
So it was like over 6 months. And then I got this mullet just over a month ago. So it was just over 6 months again. So apparently I like going half a year. That's not gonna be the case anymore. I'm done with that. No more. I don't know what I'm gonna get though. That's the only thing.
That's the hard part, man. Dude, I've had a bunch of people try to convince me to go with the mullet, but I don't know.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I know you're big on that train, but that's like I don't know. I have to see like a good example of it to really be convinced on that, because I haven't seen anyone who's like has like a mullet that I kind of want to do.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe if I saw more like pictures of people, but I don't know. I mean, your mullet was great, so it's great inspiration. So
The thing that I don't like about it is I really want like curtain bangs.
oh yeah,
And I just feel like my hair up top is way too short.
I get that.
And it's way too crazy in the back. So that's why I'm thinking of changing it up pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the other weird thing with me too, is like my hair's super curly. So
Yeah.
which is weird because it never used to be like that.
Dude, a curly mullet would look so good on you though. Especially if you went like, okay, producer Sophie, would a curly mullet look unreal on this guy?
Of course.
Yes, right? Okay, she approves. Good
That's a
stuff.
lot of growth, though.
It is a lot of growth. I mean,
Way to go.
I did intentionally keep my like the back of my hair a little longer, so like maybe I could do it. So
that's true.
It's an option if I want to grow it out, but we'll see how things go. But I like the way the mullet's looking right now, though. I know you're probably gonna get trimmed though soon.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
This is like a very similar outfit than you wore last week, but it's an off-white shirt as opposed
Yeah.
to just an all-white shirt. But the hair's looking spiffy today.
Oh, thank you. It was
Like-
a mess this morning because I did this thing. So I took a shower last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, my hair feels gross, so I'm washing my hair. And then I went straight to bed after I did that.
Oh,
so
yeah, that'll do it.
I woke up this morning and my hair was all over the place. My hair basically looked like Jimmy Neutron's hair. Like it was insane. It was just an ice cream swirl. It was insane. I don't know how it happened, but I was like, I need to wear a toque for a bit to flatten this out, and then that helps. So worked out in the end, I guess.
I guess so. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean,
I'm Karin.
and that's the intro. Hair talk, and once again, you 10 to 7 see it.
You 10 to
You
7.
really do.
You really do.
Listen, I wanted to talk a lot about the Jets game in particular before the game that happened yesterday. We're recording this before the Canucks play the Avalanche in Colorado. So this is Tuesday, February 20th. And also just a quick disclaimer, I'm slightly under the weather right now. So if my voice sounds a little messed, that's why. But I was really looking forward to talking about how disappointed I was in the Canucks against the Jets. I don't care about that game anymore.
That feels like it was a million years ago now after the last game.
I mean, I will still say, like, if you watch that game, the Canucks were definitely the better team.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Not even just if you watch the game, if you just look at the numbers, like they were the better team, and it wasn't really close. But Connor Hellebuck did Connor Hellebuck things. So.
Well, also they got some pretty big assists from the refs too, so that
God.
doesn't help the Canucks.
Okay, they were 0 for 4 on the power play though. Like,
Yeah.
they
That's tough.
had their chances, right? Like,
They absolutely did.
Although I will say, I'm not one that likes to complain about officiating a ton, but the NHL, like, it's not even just a Canucks thing. Like, we were talking to one of our instructors earlier today, and how the Oilers had like what was it, 13 penalties against, 4 or something?
Yeah, which is crazy when you have a team that has Connor McDavid on it, who's like a penalty drawing machine. Like, how the hell? That's insane.
And so there is an issue with officiating. And that's why the league seems to be, like, tempers seem to be way up this year as compared to usual.
But Sean, they have Wes McCauley saying penalties in funny ways, though. So he's got to be great.
5 minutes for fighting.
Wow, that's so funny, man.
Shut up.
Oh, God. I get, like, having a sense of humor and all that, but you suck at your job.
What's funny about that?
Nothing.
He says fighting goofy. That's personality.
If you're 12, it's funny. So, God, no.
No, 12-year-olds probably do think it's funny.
Oh, probably.
But the NHL lacks personality. That's a whole, like, we can do a whole podcast just on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a whole episode dedicated to that. But we're not, because we tend to 7C it. So I'm going to keep doing that. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, shout out to you. But do you see my tweet after the Canucks Jets game where I put up the deserve to win-o-meter and I was like, 36.4 to 63.6. See it, Jets fans. And I had one guy who I was just like continuously trolling in my mentions. And he was like, did you check the scoreboard? And I was like, yeah, 34 or 36.4 to 63.6. I don't know. Like, they won.
Yeah.
And he actually like believed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it for too long. I was like, I'm sorry, dude.
That's absurd. Also, just in case if you don't know, the whole joke with that is whenever a team wins by a score of 8-2, they say, "Oh, you ate to see it," because it's like you hate to see it. So it's a stupid joke, and now everyone just whenever it's a big score, that's just what it ends up being. So I like that though. That's a great tweet. It's so good,
dude. Hey man, I had an Alex Burrows tweet that popped off, and then ever since then it's been going up.
Oh yeah, engagement's going crazy for you.
Keep it coming. I love it. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that Canucks game yesterday was such a utter gong show.
Very low scoring game.
Wasn't that like the first time it was the first 10-7 game in like 31 years or something like that?
Like exactly 10-7?
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think it was last year, the Leafs and Red Wings, I want to say had like this crazy like 10 game. Yeah.
Sorry, that was 10-7. You're right. God.
Oh, and the Oilers and Flames like game 1 of their series.
Oh, that was
couple
like
years ago.
What was the scoreline? Was that 9-7, 9-6?
Something like that, yeah.
Because I remember the Oilers like battled back.
Yeah.
To tie the game when they were down like 6-2.
Yeah.
I remember watching that live and being so stunned. It's so crazy.
It's kind of funny too, because like you'll probably see those kind of scores like way more often because it's been happening a lot more often. So it's gonna start being like a once a month thing. I feel like
once a month.
I wouldn't be surprised.
10-7 games once a month.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe not that extreme, but like just really high score games like that.
No, yeah. I mean, the thing is about that game is, and it's the one silver lining I'll take. Which it's like, I don't know how you can really pull many out of that awful showing, but the Canucks at 5-on-5 lately have looked really good.
They have.
And I thought they looked really good again.
Yeah, they found some good line combos, man. Like,
yeah,
what they're doing right now is sticking. Like the top 6 is finally seems like they got something that's sticking, which hasn't been the case like all year.
Yeah, and we talked a bit about the all Swede line last week, and it's been mixed.
Yeah.
Like I thought their debut game against the Blackhawks was really good. We're back.
Yeah. Technical difficulties never happen here.
Oh, really?
No, never.
No. That's the first one?
Oh yeah, ever. Never happens.
You're really good at your job.
Yeah, what can I say?
So going back to the Minnesota game though, how much of that game is on Casey DeSmith? Because this isn't the start of the year Casey DeSmith we've seen, so I don't know.
Okay. Listen, 4 2-man advantages, I get it. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Like the penalty kill was put under just an absolute precision airstrike all night. It was ridiculous. However, make a damn save, Casey. 8 on 23? Are you serious? Come on. 8 on 23.
You want to know what's funny too?
What's up?
I think I was telling you this yesterday. The combined save percentage for both teams in last night's game,
Oh my god.
it was 0.69. That is awful.
That is nice.
It's nice, but it's
That is
awful.
nice.
It's very nice. But
That's incredible. What?
I want to know. I want to know if there's some way I can find out what the worst combined save percentage in a game was. Because like this game might be like in the upper, like probably not that high, but it's probably like
It's
somewhere.
up. It's up there.
Yeah.
Dude, like, well, I think the Toronto Detroit game that ended 10-7, I don't think it sniffed this game because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Toronto had like close to 40 shots.
Yeah, that was a high shooting game.
This was a 10-7 game. Like, the more that I'm thinking about this, the more crazy it sounds. This was a 10-7 game. Both teams had under 30 shots on goal.
Yeah. I think combined, not including the empty netters, there was 49 shots on goalies. That's absurd.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, like, this game was one of the most insane, just like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm like, I'm totally speechless about it. I've never seen anything like it.
If this game has taught us anything, it's abolish the matinee games.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please. I don't care. Do whatever you can to get rid of 11 a.m. games. I hate them so much with a burning passion.
Every game they've had this year has been like pretty awful for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like, I think their record in matinee games is like 4-1-3. So, like, you know, they're above 500, technically. Bettman 500. But I love calling it Bettman 500.
Hate it. It's the worst.
But no, it's just I'm sorry. Like, I know I was just bashing Casey DeSmith, and a lot of people are really upset about the officiating. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of penalties. With that said, 4 2-man advantages. I mean, you gotta kind of partially blame or put some of the blame on the Canucks themselves, especially because lately, like, they've been really undisciplined.
Yeah.
They've been playing really, really undisciplined. It's been like 4+ penalties over the last like 5 games or something in each.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's not been good. And like a lot of the penalties are taking too, like they're not great. I mean, the Lindholm penalty was stupid. Like, come on, that's roughing. Are you serious?
There
Sylvie?
were a few in the Winnipeg game that I was like, come on. Like, you're gonna let the Lowry hit go and then you're gonna call Höglander for boarding.
Yeah.
He whipped his head back. He got him in the shoulder and he whipped his head back.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
But Jets players can leave their feet and it's totally fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's how the rules work, eh?
That's the standard, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
There's really not much to analyze from the 10-7 game. Like, JT Miller is a rock star, got a hat trick, and he's just continuing his incredible season. Like, I didn't think he had he's going to hit 100 points, right?
He should, yeah. I mean, did he have 100 last year? Or was he just shy?
He had 82 last year.
82. So it was the year before he had 99.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. He should. He's still like one of the top point producers in the league. So I'd be surprised if he didn't, to be honest.
Okay. Here's one thing I'll say about these last 2 games in particular. Because I feel like we should just breeze through all the games that happened earlier this week. So, like, the Chicago game, it was the Canucks and the Blackhawks. The Detroit game, that was the Jake Wallman revenge game, which actually ended up being really funny.
Yeah.
Because Nikita Zadorov ended up hitting the gritty back after scoring his first as a Canuck, shortly thereafter, at least.
Was it really the gritty?
It's not a gritty.
It was not the gritty at all.
I'm being generous.
Yeah, because he called it the gritty, but I was like,
He was going like that.
yeah, it's like some terrible like robot or something like that. Like,
It was sick though.
it was
loved
sick. I liked it. I like the response that they gave to that. So I love it.
And then that was like the game where Lindholm, like, dude, that second Lindholm goal, the first Lindholm goal, where he just toe drag wristed it post in. That was so clean.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
great.
More of that, please.
Absolutely.
If that's what the doctor ordered, like, just give me more, bro.
Oh, yeah.
All day, every day. Jake Wallman was a -3, which is really funny. I don't read into plus minus, but like, analytically, he was terrible that night. Like, he was just getting torched.
Yeah.
So, again, we've gone on record on this show saying that we thought it was really funny that he did the gritty, but it is kind of funny that the Canucks got like the best possible payback for it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We take those.
Oh,
all day.
absolutely. If you can at least do something to make him feel not as good about it, then you take that. You'll take that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then the Jets game was, I thought, the better team not winning, but that's going to happen. But
I have a question for you, by the way.
oh yeah.
How did you feel about Thatcher Demko in that game?
Oh, okay. The last two, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
He was pretty much hung out to dry by a certain player we'll probably get to in a sec. But I thought the second goal, I think it was kind of like one that he would want to have back. Oh,
Yeah.
no, sorry. Was that the first one? Yeah, Velarde's goal, the first one. That was brutal. Like, that was terrible. That was the backhander, like, right in front when
Yeah.
it looked like he had nothing to shoot at, basically. And it was just like, really? That's going in?
Yeah.
Ugh. And it was like a pretty solid penalty kill, if I remember correctly. Like, they weren't really giving the Jets much.
No, not at all. Like, they were solid defensively all around, and then just, I don't know how that happens.
Because I remember watching the first period, and I think the Jets had like 2 or 3 power plays. Because again, the Canucks just take a lot of penalties for whatever reason. And I remember, I say for whatever reason, they've got Ian Cole, Tyler Myers, and Nikita Zadorov on their back end. They're going to take a lot of penalties.
Oh, yeah. That's just bound to happen. They have a ton of guys who just are not disciplined at all with penalties.
Even Carson Soucy too. But
Yeah.
this year, it's been not nearly as bad as like beforehand.
Oh, yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah.
I think but that is like an underrated other part of that.
Also, I just want to mention this while we're still in the Jets game. I just find it so funny that you've been talking all this smack about Sean Monahan, and he just so happened to score his first as a Jet in this game and the game after he scores a hat trick.
Oh, what happened in the game where he scored a hat trick?
What did happen?
You don't know?
No.
They lost 6-3.
Yeah.
Elias Lindholm has scored 4 goals as a Canuck. 4.
I will
And
say,
both were multi-goal games.
I will say I agree with your take on Sean Monahan. I just find it funny that happened right as you started saying it more. Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, I was so ready for Elias Lindholm to like bury one, and my Twitter would have just been unbelievable. I would have been so obnoxious. But
As you should be.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But like, there's nothing really to be all that obnoxious about, because like I think everyone knows that Lindholm is a better player.
Yeah.
And the Jets basically just made like a panic move. But I mean, to the few who don't think that, why?
How badly did they need a center that they had to get Sean Monahan of all people?
Well, okay, but in fairness, who else is out there besides like Adam Henrique? But I would have preferred them getting Henrique,
I was about to
though.
say, yeah, I think Adam Henrique would be better for them for what they
Far
need.
better player.
Yeah.
Like, I have all the time in the world for Adam Henrique.
And you probably don't have to give up a freaking first. Like,
Probably not.
It's absurd.
Probably not a first and a third.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, when you really think about it, like, the Canucks, what they traded for Lindholm was, it looks like a ton. Like, Kuzmenko was to make the cap work, and then a first, Brustevich, and then 2 other whatever pieces.
Kuzmenko, by the way, on the 4th line now.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. Oh, good to see that he's back in his Vancouver ways. Nice. You take the man out of the city, but not the city out the man. That's a Joe lyric.
A Joe.
DJO. Good.
Yep.
Solid. That's Joe Keery from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Solid guy from what I've heard.
Yeah. He's all right.
Yeah.
I like his music.
Yeah.
A fair amount.
I've never heard it. I gotta get on that one day.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
There's like one of his songs is like kind of blowing up on TikTok right now, and I decided to check it out, and it's actually really good. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a very like quick 2.5-minute song. Anyways, enough about Joe. When you look at it like from face value, obviously the Jets paid less for Monahan than the Canucks did for Lindholm. However, when you look at it, like when you take into account the quality of the player that each team got back and what they gave up, Winnipeg, dude, what are you doing? That was not good.
I mean, the Canucks are at least getting a former 40 goal scorer, and Sean Monahan is a former what exactly? Has he scored 30 even?
Oh, he's definitely scored 30.
Okay.
So it's actually funny because, like, I used to love Sean Monahan.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I will defend Sean Monahan's early, like, Flames years.
Oh,
From,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
2015 to 2019, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
I love him.
I'd absolutely agree.
However, this is Sean Monahan after, like, literally, I'm not even joking, probably, like, 8 injuries in separate areas of his body.
Yeah.
So you're not getting peak Sean Monahan, not near peak Sean Monahan. So not great, Winnipeg, but you beat us. Or beat the Canucks. I did it again. What's with the parasocial crap?
It's only when we're recording is when you will do that. Like any other
I blame
time.
you guys.
Oh, wow.
You and you. Both of you. Stop laughing.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Goodwill Hunting over here.
No, we're not going. That's sad. We're not going down that road.
Oh, we could. We should do a therapy episode.
No, we should.
Hockey therapy.
Yeah.
How would that work?
That'd actually be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know if like just doing a whole therapy session on like video or just a podcast form would be the greatest content, but you never know. So.
Oh my God. But no, like the Canucks, obviously, I thought like the analytics suggested too, they were the better team.
Yeah.
But sometimes the better team isn't going to win. And the Canucks have been on the other end of that a lot, especially at the start of the year. Like they were PDO merchants at the start of the year, but they've legitimately gotten better. So, yeah.
So if that's the case in that game, who was the better team in the Minnesota game, you think?
It's actually funny because I think at 5-on-5, it was Vancouver.
I think so too.
I think the numbers even say that too.
Yeah.
But if you give Joel Eriksson and Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy 4 two-man advantages, by the way, Eriksson he's not talked about as one of the best power play players in the league, but I think he might be. That's where he gets the majority of his points, I think.
Yeah, well, he wasn't until recently because a lot of his points were like 5-on-5. He wasn't like really that much of a power play merchant, but now he kind of is.
Which is odd.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird, like, 180.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I feel like maybe they had someone else taking his spot before, but I don't know who. But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of who that could even be.
I'm not sure. All I know is I benched Eriksson in my fantasy league yesterday, and he got me a lot of points that I didn't get.
I'll tell you this. I traded Kaprizov in a deal that got me Jason Robertson and another piece back. That's going real well. And the same guy that I traded Kaprizov to had Joel Eriksson. So my 11-week winning streak is an absolute it's done.
Oh, yeah.
It's all, we're one day in. I don't think I'm coming back. It's over.
The one thing I always hear from people, I don't know if this applies to fantasy trades, but just I guess in trades in general, they always say whoever got the best player won the trade. So, and you kind of gave up the best player there, I think.
I thought Jason Robertson was going to bounce back.
Well, you were kind of wrong there, but
Player analysis guru Sean Chessman. Fraud.
I mean, I'm sure he will eventually, but probably not this year then.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: the Stars are getting a lot of offense because their second line of Seguin, Duchesne, and Marchment.
Yeah, Mason Marchment.
108 PDO. That'll last.
That's crazy.
That'll last.
Holy. Speaking of PDO merchants, though, yeah, the Canucks. Jesus, my God, that game.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Damn it.
My God, though, but
That was so bad.
yeah, that game was a mess. I don't even know what to take from it, really. Like,
There's not really anything to take. Like if you're trying to like come out of this game with like a major takeaway, stop taking an absurd amount of penalties and maybe have your backup goalie make a save.
yeah,
Which he's been bad lately.
that's what I was about to bring
Segue?
up. Yeah, because I mean, you could say this about any team, their starting goaltender, but if Demko goes out with an injury, how concerned are we? Because I'm going to be very concerned now if Demko goes out, which he has an injury history, so.
Yeah, that's basically all I have to say.
Yeah. Well,
We know how that movie ends.
well, actually,
Well,
if he does get hurt,
Actually.
you know what time it is.
it is the Latvian King's time,
Sea
baby.
loves time. Let's go.
I love me some Archer Sea Loves.
Oh, yeah.
We both love Archer Seelovs.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
We like grew up together, pretty much.
Oh yeah, you two were boys.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't he your draft year too?
What draft year was he?
2019.
Oh, definitely not my draft year.
Shoot.
No.
No, he would have. Your draft year would have been 2018.
Oh, I would have. No, it's 2017. So it would have been Mikey DiPietro.
Wait, 17?
Yeah, because I was same year as Pedersen.
Oh, because you're like a few months older than Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, yeah.
This
'Cause
guy.
Yeah. Quinn Hughes is he was an overager in his draft too, so that makes
Oh,
sense.
well, yeah, like overager.
Yeah, because he's like October birthday or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so it's not really overager, but it's like you're born the year before, but you're, yeah. I
Right.
don't know. That whole thing's like kind of weird.
Yeah. But
Makes
is
a little bit
there
of sense.
is there any should there be like any like kind of desire to go out and get another goalie? Maybe I don't think
Like
so.
a third string?
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, but
Who
I
would you
don't know.
get? I mean, I think it would be really smart.
yeah. I mean, I wonder. No, I was gonna say Martin Jones, but I don't think the Leafs are gonna. Try,
Oh,
let go of
no.
him. Yeah, he's an option, but not a great one. But
No, he's not an option.
you don't like him that much?
Yeah?
I think he's all right.
No, he's trash.
Yeah, that's fair.
No offense, Martin. I know you're a Vancouver boy.
North Vancouver boy.
North Vancouver boy. That is the nicest area of just the lower mainland.
It literally is. My God, I've been there once, and like I was on like a roof of an apartment. Holy, the view is. Oh my God, you're like, wow, I'm poor.
I remember playing a tournament in North Shore when I was young, and I remember it's like every morning we would drive through a little bit of North Van, and I remember being like, yo. Even like 10-year-old Sean was like, yo, this place is crazy.
It's so nice, man.
That's like the goal. If I can make enough money to just F off to North Van and not have to worry about anything, that's the dream.
Yeah.
But, maybe besides like, actually, no. I think North Van's the spot.
I think so. Yeah.
Screw California.
yeah.
And New York. And
Yeah.
all that. You guys suck.
Yeah.
Vancouver for life.
Yeah. Even though it's probably more expensive here, but whatever. It's nicer.
Yo, my mic's about to peak with that. Oh, man.
Oh, that's just great listening experience.
We're going to have fun with editing. When are we editing audio? We don't need to do editing talk here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I guess the last thing we should probably talk about is the game tonight. That's going to be happening between.
This is going
Canucks.
to be awesome.
Yeah.
This is like, whenever the Canucks play the Avs, I feel like the games are always just sick.
Oh, yeah.
Even when the Canucks aren't good, these games are always amazing. So here's the thing.
Wait, this game's in Colorado, right?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure.
Which I do not like.
Yeah.
Every game in Colorado, it's like I feel like you lose that matchup just because you're at that high altitude and you're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's a couple like key things for this game, I think. You want to get into the first one? We know what the first one is.
You can go into it. Yeah. Go on, yeah.
All right, so it looks like this might age poorly because I don't think it's actually confirmed yet. But Archie Baines looks like he's making his NHL debut tonight, and that is so exciting. I am
yeah.
so ready to watch Archie Baines.
Yeah, dude, especially for me, like, listen, man, I know there's like a huge thing about representation, and all that, but that stuff matters, man. Like,
100%.
dude, my dad is so excited to see like a Punjabi player. Like,
I
play on
hope
the
he
team.
is, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like, we only have the only other player is Juju Arcaro, and is he still in Chicago? I don't know.
So I think he was the third ever Punjabi player in the NHL. So Baines
Yeah.
will be the fourth.
Yeah, and like,
It's pretty crazy.
man, like we're in Vancouver, Metro Vancouver,
it's cool.
if you want to classify it as that. Like, there's the Punjabi community here is huge. So just having someone like represent your community like that, that's awesome, man. And he's a Surrey guy too, so yeah, it's great to see, and I'm excited to see him play, man. Because like, I mean, you and I have talked about it a bit. What if this guy's a little bit of Alex Burrows? You know, that'd be kind of nice.
I really hope he's the next Burrows. Burrows is like the guy for me. Growing up, just a little backstory. I didn't really have a favorite player in the first like few months or so because I started watching like full time in the 2009-2010 season, and I didn't have a favorite player up until that point. And then there was one game I went to. It was the first ever game. I can tell you the date. It was December 12th, 2009. Canucks versus Wild. And at that game, they used to hand out brochures. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't go to a game like that long ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
my first game was in 2015. So yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So they saying hand out like these little brochures, and what they would have in them is like the lineup notes and like where every player's from, and then you could fold that up, and it would turn into a poster, and it would be a random player just for whatever game. And that game had Alex Burrows.
Hell yeah.
And for whatever reason, I decided he's my favorite player now. And he ended up scoring 35 goals that year. And he actually like, I like, I'm not even joking. I ended up getting his jersey like the year later because I loved Alex Burrows, still do. And when you look at the trajectory between these two guys, it's not all that dissimilar. So Burrows was obviously way more of a late bloomer. Like he, I think, broke into the league at like 26.
Yeah.
How old's Baines? Is he 23, 24?
I feel like I saw he's 24.
24?
Cap friendly today.
Okay.
Yeah, I could be wrong. It's 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna I hope this ages poorly because there's no player in the Canucks system right now that I am rooting for more than Archdeep Baines. Like I want this guy to succeed so bad.
Which is kind of funny too, because I think like there's a lot of people in the organization that have that same mindset where they want Archie Baines to succeed.
You watch him play, or whenever I would watch him play, I think there's a few things that stick out to me. And I saw one guy made a post quickly about this too. His playmaking is really intriguing. It's not always perfect, but the vision and the creativity and the way he like slows the game down, that's how he creates offense. And I think that would be an interesting, that's why I don't think it would be a great fit necessarily with Bluger and Garland, because they're very just like go, go, go. But sometimes they do like to slow it down a little bit, especially Garland and Joshua, I feel like connect a lot.
Yeah.
Like the give and go against Chicago was a great example of that. So maybe you try him on the third line, but I don't know. Like that's kind of.
I kind of don't want to see him on the fourth line though. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst, but I just feel like if you're bringing him up, you're putting him in Dakota Joshua's spot for right now, right?
Yeah.
I think that he could flourish in it. I feel like so. If you just give him the opportunity, just like let him fly, man. Because I think he can bring a lot to this team. I think this is probably just like a tryout kind of thing. Like you're seeing what you got in this player like right now, and then probably next year is when he's like a full-time player if he is. So and I think if you're because you got a few free agents on that third line, and then that's a perfect guy to slot in there if you need someone.
I've literally zero issue with them calling up players from Abbotsford around this time of year because you've already created such a big cushion already. Even if you don't finish first in the league, you're probably winning the West. Like if they lose tonight, like that could change. Like Vegas is very slowly creeping up. Same with Edmonton. Like it's not set in stone. But the thing is like, what if you call one of these guys up? Podkolzin's another guy, although I'm really starting to question whether he's even going to be an NHLer at this point. But with him and Baines, it's like those are the two guys right now. It's like if you gave them a shot right now and they end up popping even a little bit, if they provide any sort of value over a guy like, I don't know, a Nils Zaman, that'll help you. Like that's why I have zero issue with them reaching into the farm system to potentially find surplus value. And if it doesn't work, fine. You'll probably still win some games because you're a really good hockey team. So
you and I have also talked a lot about Tristan Nielsen getting a chance too, because that'd be kind of sweet.
I think that's next year.
Yeah, probably.
So the other key to the game, which by the way, once again, really rooting for Archdeep Baines. I really hope that he ends up popping. But in fact, a first NHL goal tonight would be unbelievable. Other key to the game, obviously, it's going to be Hughes versus Makar. This is the marquee defensive matchup every time they play. Also, Alexander Georgiev has not had a good season because he's been overworked to absolute hell. And what do I always say? If the Canucks are going up against iffy goaltending, they will usually win. So, yeah.
Yeah, unless there's that like rare occasion. It hasn't happened this year, but those rare occasions where it's like, oh, you're playing a weak goaltender, shut up, So,
or on the contrary, you 10-7 see it.
You do 10-7 see it. Oh my god,
that really gets him, eh?
That kind of worked. It kind of worked. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's bad, but it worked.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, check Evolution's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff for clips. Our social media manager will be posting soon, I think.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Working on it. Just have a great day. It's a weird time right now, so have a nice time.
Peace.
Take it easy.